I've noticed that atheists and theists sometimes talk past each other. Have you ever noticed that? You know, the atheist has a question, the theist has a response, and they're just not seeing eye to eye. They're kind of debating and competing, maybe trying to protect their own sense of significance and rationality. Here's an example of a topic that comes up, a debate. So the atheist will ask the theist, who created God? What created God? Now the theist might say something like, well, God just by definition has no creator. God is uncaused. That's just part of what I mean by God. And that's all there is to it. And what's going on here is the theist is defending the coherence of his or her viewpoint. Maybe he or she is feeling threatened by the atheist's question. But the atheist is going to respond that, look, if God can be uncaused, then why can't the universe? Why is the atheist saying this? Because the atheist is defending his or her reasonableness, the coherency of atheism. The idea is that from the atheist perspective, it's the theist who's making this claim that each thing has a cause, and that's why the universe has to have a cause. But if the theist is granting that something like God can be uncaused, then why couldn't the atheist just say that the universe is uncaused? Now at this point, a lot of theists will say that, well, there's an important difference between God and the universe. For example, God had no beginning, but the universe had a beginning. Or God is a necessary being, but the universe is not necessary, it's contingent. And these are relevant differences. Okay, but from the atheist perspective, this sounds like you're just coming up with something to protect your theory. It'd be sort of like if the flying spaghetti monster theorist, the person who thinks that there's this invisible flying spaghetti monster, which we have no evidence for, said that, look, everything has a cause except things made up out of spaghetti and things that fly and are invisible. That's the one exception. It feels like you're just cheating, you're just trying to protect your theory, and there's a similar feeling that the atheist has about the theist who just announces that, oh, not everything has a cause. In fact, my God is the one kind of thing that doesn't. So here we have the atheist and theist talking past each other, not really seeing eye to eye. And I think one way that can help go a long way for atheists and theists instead to learn from each other rather than competing with each other, to actually hear each other and to listen to each other, is to first of all recognize the common value, the common desire in following reason where it leads and finding truth. And instead of competing and the atheist feeling like he or she's not being heard or understood, and the theist feeling like maybe insecure and needing to sort of beat the atheist over with arguments or whatever, weaponizing reason, instead put down the weapons and just listen to each other. With respect to where God came from, maybe both the atheist and the theist can agree on something. In fact, they can both agree that if there is a necessarily existing God, then because of its necessary existence, perhaps it wouldn't have to be caused. Both the atheist and the theist can agree to that. And similarly, if the universe is necessarily existent, then perhaps it wouldn't have to be caused, and both the atheist and the theist can agree on that too. So then we can work together instead of competing and debating and continuing to see past each other and speak past each other. We can look together at, well, what is the nature of a self-existent, necessarily existent thing? Would it be more like the universe, or could it be more like God? Are there reasons? Does the light of reason reveal anything about the nature of necessary things? Well, we can get on to that question once we get past just talking past each other.